Molde Fotballklubb is a football club from Molde, Norway, that currently plays in the Tippeligaen, the Norwegian top division. Founded on June 19, 1911, Molde was originally known as International. Molde are two-time league champions and three-time Norwegian Cup winners, and have finished second in the league a further 7 times. Molde is one of 2 Norwegian clubs that have participated in the UEFA Champions League. Its home matches are played at Aker Stadion, which has a maximum capacity of 11,800. The stadium was inaugurated in 1998, and was a gift from the local businessmen Kjell and Røkke and Rune Gjelsten. The club was formerly based at Molde Stadion, which hosted the club's record attendance of 14,615. Molde's supporter club is called Tornekrattet and was started after the 1994 Cup final victory. Until the beginning of the 1970s, the club mainly played in local lower division leagues, except for a short visit in the Hovedserien in the 1957 Euro 58 season. In 1974 Molde was back in the top division and finished second in the league, and have since then become one of Norway's leading clubs and generally stayed in the top division. Molde also finished second in the league in 1987, when the club lost the championship to Moss in the decisive match of the season. During the 1990s and the beginning of the 2000s, Molde was the second-best team in Norway, with league silver medals in 1995, 1998, 1999 and 2002 and Cup Championship in 1994 and 2005, and the participation in the Champions League in the 1999 Euro 2000 season, when Real Madrid, Porto and Olympiacos visited Molde. The club was the first professional club of former Manchester United player Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and in January 2011 he returned to manage the club. In his first season as manager, which also was the club's centenary season, Molde won the league championship for the first time. The next season Solskjaer and Molde retained the championship. Today the club has approximately 900 members and around 55 teams in 3 departments. History. Early years. Molde FK was founded on June 19, 1911 by a group gathered by Claus Doré Andersen. They named J. Ferdinand Dahl as the inaugural chairman. On a general election April 24, 1912, it was decided that the club would be named International, perhaps because the opponents were primarily visitors from cruise ships or trading vessels, or that it was to make room for the many Danes who worked on the engine factory Gideon. The same year, on August 5, the club played its first competitive match. The match away against Kristiansund ended 2-2. The rising interest and activity in football in neighbouring towns caused the club to change its name to Molde Fotballklubb in 1915. The breakthrough. On August 2, 1964, Molde shocked 9-time Norwegian Cup champions and 9-time Norwegian League champions Fredrikstad by eliminating them from the 1964 Norwegian Cup in the third round with a 3-2 win at home. Jan Fuglseth, Torkild Brakstad, and Harry Hestad, amongst others, played at Molde at that period. The club played in local lower leagues, except for a short visit to the top division in the 1957 Euro 58 season. In 1970, Molde was promoted to the second tier and played there for 3 seasons until its promotion to the first division with a 5-1 win against Sokndal Fotball and Sokndal on September 16, 1973. In 1974, Molde returned to the Premier Division following the debut of several talented players in the first team, which coincided with the return of top-level players like Fuglseth, Brakstad and Hestad. Molde shocked the established clubs in their first season of the Norwegian First Division, leading the league in 9 of 22 league rounds. Before the last match, Molde would win the league if they beat Sarpsborg and Viking lost against Strømsgodset. Both Molde and Viking won their last match, so Molde won the silver medals, 1 point behind Viking. Since then, Molde has generally stayed in the top division and has become one of the nation's leading clubs. The club has produced a respectable number of national team players, and players who have gone professional in foreign leagues. Ups and downs. Between 1978 and 1984, Molde did not play on the same level in 2 consecutive years. Molde was relegated from the first division in every even-numbered year, and promoted to the first division in every odd-numbered year, making it 3 consecutive promotions and relegations. In fact, Molde and Brann did not play at the same level these years, as Brann were promoted when Molde was relegated and the other way around. In 1982, Molde played in their first cup final, despite being relegated from the 1982 Norwegian First Division. They lost the final at Aker Stadion 3-2 against Brann. The 1987 season was the closest Molde came to winning the league championship before winning it in 2011, when a draw at home against Moss would have ensured the title. Despite numerous opportunities, Moss won the game 2-0 at Molde Stadium, thus winning the league championship, while Molde won their second silver medals. The attendance of 14,615 set the record at the old Molde Stadion. Molde played their second cup final in 1989. The first match against Viking ended in a 2-2 draw, and the subsequent replay was 1-1 by Viking. When Molde again was relegated from Norwegian Premier League in 1993, the club was in major economic difficulties following a number of projects, the most notably of which was an extension of the main stand at Molde Stadion. The local businessmen Kjell and Røkke and Rune Gjelsten started to invest in the club, and have since 1993 invested approximately 500 million on old debts, new players and the new stadium. The Silver Generation, Harald was the main coach of Molde in 1994, when they finished second in their first division group and was thus re-promoted to Tippeligaen. Molde also met their main rivals Rosenborg in the semi-final of the 1994 Norwegian Cup, and with 4-3 on aggregate, Molde qualified for their third cup final. After having lost for Molde, Rosenborg's coach Nils Arne Eggen called Molde's playing style for ass football. Molde won their first title by defeating Lyn 3-2 at Aker Stadion in Oslo. During the 1995 season, Molde got known for their 3 strikers Ole Gunnar Solskjær, Harald Stavrum and Ole Bjørn Sundqvist. In their first league match, Molde won 6-0 against Brann in Bergen, with Solskjær scoring 2 goals, while Stavrum and Sundqvist also contributed to one of Brann's biggest losses at home. With 6 straight wins, Molde stayed in the top 2 positions of the league throughout the season, but eventually finished second 15 points behind Rosenborg. Solskjær scored 31 goals in 42 matches for Molde and was sold to Manchester United on July 29, 1996, and Molde finished 8th that season. In 1997, Molde finished 4th in the league, and Erik Brakstad replaced Harald as coach ahead of the 1998 season. Harald has since then been in charge of Helsingborg, Brøndby, Rosenborg, Norway, Yte, and Viking. In 1998, Molde played the first 21 matches without losing, which was a Norwegian record until Rosenborg managed 26 matches without losing in 2009. In the 22nd round, Molde lost against Vålerenga while Rosenborg beat Kongsvinger and surpassed Molde on the top of the table, and the Rosenborg player Minnie Jacobsen said, "It was fun as long as you managed to keep up. Thank you for helping to create tension in the Premier League." On September 26, 1998, Rosenborg won 2-0 against Molde in the 23rd round and won the championship, while Molde had to settle with silver. In 1999, Molde has a successful season, finishing second in the league and reaching the semi-final of the 1999 Norwegian Cup, where they were eliminated by Brann. They participated in the Champions League, in which Molde was drawn against CSKA Moscow in the second qualifying round of 1999 Euro 2000 UEFA Champions League. In the first match in Moscow, Molde lost 2-0. In the second leg, a 19-year-old Man Josef had his big breakthrough with 2 goals when CSKA Moscow was beaten 4-0 and qualified for the third qualifying round where they met Mallorca. The first leg against Mallorca ended 0-0 at home, and Andreas Lund became the big hero when he equalised on a penalty, and with 1-1 aggregate Molde qualified for the group stage on away goals, and Molde became the team from the smallest city to have qualified for the group stage of Champions League until Unariel at Sisani repeated the feat in 2009 Euro 10. In the group stage, Molde was drawn against Real Madrid, Porto and Olympiacos, and with 1 win and 5 losses, Molde finished last in their group. On the occasion of Molde's 100-year anniversary in 2011, the readers of the local newspaper Romsdals Budstick voted 1999 as the best year in the history of the club. From Gunde method to relegation, on November 6, 2000, after the sacking of Erik Brakstad, Gunde Bengtsson was announced head coach for 2 years. After 1 season, Bengtsson and his assistant Kolbja Paragraph RKLUND was signed for 3 more years. In 2002, Gunde Bengtsson led Molde to second place in the league, but like when he won the league with Varjen Lerenga in 1983 and 1984, there weren't much enthusiasm around the club's 6 silver medals, because of the defensive tactics and lack of local players. In the first 6 matches of the 2003 season, Molde collected 5 points, and on May 22, 2003 Bengtsson got fired and was replaced by Oddberg. In the third round of 2003 Norwegian Cup, Molde was eliminated by the second-tier team Skeid. Despite the change in the coaching staff, Molde was struggling in the relegation zone throughout the season, but after a 3-2 win away against Sokndal in the last match of the season, Molde avoided the relegation playoffs. In 2004, the team led by Reidar Varjen Gnes, former assistant coach under Erik Brakstad, but Molde only managed 11th place, 4 points clear of relegation. In 2005, Boss Johansson was the main coach of Molde, and on June 15, 2005 Molde won 3-2 against Nybergsund and qualified for the 4th round of the Norwegian Cup, having lost in the 3rd round for 3 consecutive years. Molde finished 12th in the league, and had to play relegation playoff against Moss, which Molde won 5-2 on aggregate. Molde won their 2nd Norwegian Cup title on November 6, 2005, when they won 4-2 after extra time against Lillestrøm in the final. Bo Johansson left Molde after only 1 season in the club, and on Christmas Eve was Harald Stavrum announced as the new Molde coach. Following the Norwegian Cup champions, Molde played in the 2006-07 UEFA Cup. On August 25, 2006, they were drawn to face Scottish giants Glasgow Rangers in the UEFA Cup first round. They were knocked out 2-0 on aggregate after holding Rangers to a 0-0 draw at the Aker Stadion. The same year, Molde was relegated, after having been in the relegation zone for the last 4 seasons. The relegation became final after losing 8-0 against Stabæk at Nadderud, in the 2nd last round of the season. Harald Stavrum was fired at the end of the season. A new era. In December 2006, Kjell Jonevret became head coach after Stavrum got fired, even though Ove Christensen was their first choice. With Jonevret as coach, Molde won the 2007 First Division and was again promoted to Tippeligaen. After the promotion to Tippeligaen, Molde recorded a 5-1 win against Varjen Lerenga on the last day of Molde's 2008, as well as eliminating Brann from the cup with an impressive 8-0 win at home 4 days later. Regardless of these strong results, Molde finished 9th in their comeback season in the top flight. Molde was again the 2nd-best team in Norway in 2009 after Rosenborg, who overtook Molde unbeaten record from 1998. Conversely, Molde ruined Rosenborg's march for the double with a 5-0 win at Aker Stadion in the quarter-final of 2009 Norwegian Cup. In the final, Molde met their local rivals Ålesund, but Ålesund won the cup on penalty shootout. After only 20 points during the first 22 matches in the 2010 Tippeligaen, Kjell Jonevret was fired and replaced by Ra Paragrafsla. With Ra Paragrafsla as the head coach, Molde collected 20 points in the last 8 matches and avoided relegation. Despite the poor performance by the team, Bajaby Fall, who spent the season on loan from Lokomotiv Moscow, became the first Molde player since Jan Fuglseth in 1976 to be the top goal scorer in Tippeligaen. Prior to the club's 100-year anniversary, the former Molde and Manchester United player Ole Gunnar Solskjaer returned to Molde to manage the team. In the opening match of 2011 Tippeligaen, which was his first competitive match, Molde lost 3-0 away against newly promoted Sarpsborg 08. On June 19, 2011, Molde celebrated their anniversary with a 2-0 win against Sogndal and positioned themselves on the top of the league. Molde was leading the league until they eventually won their first championship on October 30, 2011, when Rosenborg, the only team that could mathematically have still beaten them to first place with 2 rounds of matches remaining, lost 6-3 at home to Brann. Molde successfully defended their title in 2012 by beating Hønefoss 1-0 on November 11, with 1 game remaining. Although Molde could only finish 6th behind champions Strømsgodset in the 2013 Tippeligaen, they beat Rosenborg 4-2 on November 24 to take the Norwegian Football Cup for the 3rd time in their history. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed for the Premier League side Cardiff City on January 2, 2014. Stadium. Molde's current stadium is the Aker Stadion, formerly known as Molde Stadion, located at Røkke, by the seashore of central Molde. The Noka 212 million cost was mostly paid for by investor Kjell and Røkke, after whom the ground has been nicknamed Røkke. The official name of the new stadium was Molde Stadion until May 3, 2006, when the stadium name changed to Aker Stadion following a sponsorship deal with Røkke's company Aker. The stadium was inaugurated on April 18, 1998, when the stadium was officially opened by Prime Minister and Molde fan Kjell Bondevik. In the opening match, Molde beat Lillestrøm 4-0 in their first home game of the season, attracting 13,010 spectators. Tommy Bentsen scored the first goal on Aker Stadion with an own goal, while Daniel Bergherstad was the first Molde player to score a goal on the new stadium. The all-time spectator record was set on September 26, when Molde hosted Rosenborg in front of 13,308 people. When Molde qualified for the 1999 Euro 2000 UEFA Champions League group stage, the stadium was converted to an all-seater, with seats being installed on the lower sections of the short end stands. This reduced the attendance capacity permanently, because the club chose to not remove the seats afterwards. Today the capacity of Aker Stadion is 11,800. Before moving to Aker Stadion in the beginning of the 1998 season, Molde had been playing their home games at Molde Idrettspark, a municipal-owned multi-use venue, since 1955. Molde Idrettspark was inaugurated on August 28, 1955, when Kristiansund was beaten by 1-0. About 2,500 spectators attended the inaugural match. The first top-tier league match was played here on July 28, 1957, when Molde managed a 1-1 draw against Sandefjord in the first round of 1957 Euro 58 Norwegian Main League. When Molde earned a promotion to the 1974 Norwegian First Division, the main stand got expanded. The unsurpassed record attendance at Molde Idrettspark is 14,615 in a match against Moss in 1987. Today Molde Idrettspark is used by Tra FF and Molde 2. Players and staff, current squad, as of August 24, 2014, note, flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. For season transfers, see Transfers Winter 2013 Euro 14. Reserve squad, as of March 21, 2014, note, flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Players on loan, note, flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Coaching staff. Administrative staff. Achievements, domestic, Norwegian Premier League, champions 2011, 2012, 2014, runners-up, 1974, 1987, 1995, 1998, 1999, 2002, 2009, third, 1977, 1988, 1990. Norwegian Football Cup, winners 1994, 2005, 2013, runners-up, 1982, 1989, 2009. Non-official, La Manga Cup, winners 2010. Records, Source: European History, Q, A Euro qualified for group stage. Source: Recent History. List of Molde FK managers, as of November 12, 2014. History of league positions. Molde also briefly appeared among the championship contestants in 1958, but the league was differently organized at the top levels until 1963. Notable former players. References. External links: Molde FK, MFKWEB, a Euro frequently updated independent supporter site. Tornekrattet supporter club, a Euro formerly official, now independent.